Rain gear. Rain gear. Yeah, it's raining. 2 times I postponed my blue bike training because of rain. They say you never forget. Never forget how. Well, I don't know if that's true, but if you do, you quickly remember. Rain for a cyclist. It happens, right? It says you buck up, right? Drizzles always happen. Yes, the drizzle can turn into rain. Yeah. And rain can turn into a downpour. I don't even know if you can hear me. It's kind of noisy. Get out of a downpour. Downpours are not good. Rain, you're just going to have to learn how to deal with. So, what do you do? Anyway, rain gear. Right? Just came back from a Target's. Earlier today, I tried to go out. It was drizzling, a little swearing, turned around, went back upstairs. Ridiculous. Rain is just something you have to get used to. As a cyclist, you learn that. Apparently you forget. So, you just have to come to terms with rain. There are a lot of other things you have to come to terms with, but there are too many details. It's like someone learning how to take the bus for the first time. Are you really going to tell this person all the details they're going to eventually learn? Of course not. You do that to someone that's never been on a bus, they will be horrified. They'll run from the room screaming. There's a lot of details. But, once you get used to, once you've been on the route 2 or 3 times, it's nothing, right? Then you're not even thinking about it. But until you get to that point, there's a lot to think about. I say this not to scare anybody, but I don't want anyone to be complacent either. You look at these videos, these blue bike videos, they don't tell you anything. That's a good thing. These are details you have to work out yourself. Like getting used to taking a bus. Same amount of details. Everything has its own set of details, okay? So, where was I going with this? Okay. Don't be complacent. Don't think, these videos, I've watched all the videos, I know what to do. No, because the videos don't tell you anything. The videos tell you how to get a bicycle, and maybe if it's thorough, it'll tell you how to lock it up. Which I wish was a little bit more thorough about, because I could not lock up that bike that first day I took it out for anything. Okay, I did fine the first time, then I took another bike out, try to put it in there, it would not go. It would not go. I tried every dock, I tried 2 different stations, nothing. Apparently I was slamming the thing too hard instead of being delicate about it, just gently putting it in. Yeah, it's not having it. You cannot force this thing to lock. You gotta line up that little triangle thing into the dock thing and gently put it in there. If that doesn't work, lift it up a little. Just lift it up just a little. But still be gentle about it. You try to slam in it, it's not going to do it. So, yeah. 15 minutes, 2 different stations, every darn dock. Nothing. I had a call, and I had to go searching for how to lock it up after I got back. So yeah, don't slam it, it's time to do it. Okay, I'm going into this because don't be complacent about it. Don't think, oh, I've watched these videos, I know exactly what to do. I gotta be wherever, someplace tomorrow, I'll deal with it tomorrow, or I'll deal with it the day before. Horrible. It's gonna be a horrible experience. You're gonna have all kinds of unexpected things happening. I've got 2 weeks. I'm going to take the 2 weeks to figure it, because it's going to take you 2 weeks to figure out all the details. And once you do figure out all the details, like which docking things to go into, which ones to use because of the time frame, and actually finding a route, and knowing how the system works, and just getting familiar, and then on top of everything, if you're not used to cycling, all that stuff. It's going to take you the 2 weeks. There's no point in getting to the details like trying to tell someone how to take a bus for the first time. 2 minutes. It's not rocket science, but there's a lot involved. I don't mean to scare you, but don't get complacent. Do not start try to use this the day before you actually need it. It's going to be terrible for you. I mean, it's better than having your own bike because you don't have to worry about flats. If you go into the bargain basement bicycles, like, of course I always did, you're going to have to deal with things like your chain falling off, you know, if you change gears a lot, and you know, mud streak up your back because you don't. Fenders are expensive. The mud guards, the fenders on bicycles. You add details to your bike, you know, you upgrade your bikes. Those things are expensive, the add-ons. So if you're just getting a $125 bicycle or $150 bicycle, be expecting the chain to fall off if you change your gears a lot. Be expecting the mud up your back. All the flat tires and all everything. Okay? With this blue bike thing, you don't have to worry about any of that. But you still have to worry about rain gear. It's still going to rain. Okay? The chain, they're good bikes, so the chain isn't going to fall off. You got the easy gear shifting thing. You don't even have to think about it. You move the thing away from you. You get your granny gears and move it towards you. You get the fewer, it doesn't break it down as much, but you go faster with every, And it's even got a little ring thing on the side because, believe me, you're going to be sick of telling people, excuse me, and they're not going to be paying attention to you and whatever. They're like, why are you writing that thing here, whatever. If you don't expect to be roadkill, you know when to get the heck off the streets. If it's raining, unless there's a darn good reason not to be on the sidewalks, you're going to get on the sidewalks. Okay? That bell, beautiful, because all the excuse me's in the world, people are not going to move. And they're going to get a lot of swearing. But that ring thing, perfect. So there are a lot of details. And you may forget, but you quickly remember if it's been a while since you've been on a bicycle. But, and although they have better bikes than what you might be able to afford if you're purchasing your own, so you don't have to worry about the chain falling all the time. You still have to deal with stuff like rain gear. And the thing where you never had to deal with was timing it. Since you only got like half an hour. The website says an hour. The kiosk stand says half an hour. Whichever it is, I haven't been charged extra yet. So I'm thinking they do us through the 30 minutes to cover their own because people can never get back on time. So there's a lot of complaining, but whatever, however they figure it out. You still have to time it right. You still have to pick out your docking stations in between, you know, it's almost like a relay race. to see which ones you need to stop at, so you're not paying extra and all that kind of thing, and which ones to stop at, whichever one's the closest to your thing, because chances are you're still going to be walking for 5 to 10 minutes to get to your final destination. Or maybe in 15 minutes. I've got us already in a situation where the business that I'll be working at is actually 15 minutes away from the closest station. So I'm actually walking the last 15 minutes. But you know, it's still only $5 a month. I'm not going to beat that. Yeah, don't get complacent. If you wait to the day before, you're going to be shocked with how much detail work you should have gone through. So you don't have to deal with all the stuff you have to deal with if it was your own bicycle, except for the rain gear. You still need the rain gear. But you got to figure out which docking stations to get to, which ones to use, and how far away the last one is going to be. So, you know, you're using the app, you're using Google Maps, you're taking your own notes. You know, it won't take you 2 weeks. I mean, it'll take you 2 weeks as far as the system and using it in different ways too. Like, now I know where all the local Target stores are, because now I'm looking for rain gear. And I'm learning the area a lot better now. That you learn so much when you change your mode of transportation. I mean, everything has its own set of, you know, skill set and issues to deal with. So I'm learning a lot. I'm learning just the area a lot better than I knew it before. And yeah, there's a lot of things you can take advantage of now that you have a different way to get there. So rain gear is the only thing that you still have to deal with. I mean, if you were a cyclist, you know what I'm talking about. So it's not quite effortless. It's got its own set of issues. But compared to having to deal with your own bicycle and having to lock that up and knowing where to store it, it's a lot easier. All you're dealing with now is rain gear. And getting to the next docking station within a certain amount of time. Everything else is easier. Everything else is taken care of for you. It's wonderful. It really is. For those that have never commuted using a bicycle, take the 2 weeks to really learn the things you need to be learning. Do not wait until the day before. It's pretty easy once you know it, but you've got to ride it at least 3 or 4 times before you get a sense of what you're dealing with. Because you may feel great, you know, the first day you take it, you may not feel too great the second day you take it. The weather may not be too great the third day you take it. There's just other conditions. You have to deal with your own physical fitness, and you have to deal with environmental conditions. If you're not used to that, if you've never commuted using a bicycle, don't wait till the day before to start learning about this stuff. It is easy once you know, but there's still a lot of details. You may never forget, or you may remember quickly once you start up again. But if you've never done this before, I guess you wouldn't even know you need the 2 weeks to get used to it, to find out what you're dealing with. Someone that's done this before, someone that's commuted using it, doesn't have to be told this. They already know. Start now. So by the time you have to, the first day of work comes, you already know what you're dealing with, and you won't even have to think about it. All right? You've been back and forth. You've used the system for just for your own, for this specific purpose, and then for any extra things that come up. And you know what you're dealing with. And since you've probably been from your home to your new job at least 2 times, probably 3, by the time your first day starts, you don't even really think about it. You just go. But as a cyclist, nobody had to tell you, start now, because there's a lot of things to work out. Okay. So for all you non-cyclists, for people that have never tried to commute using your bicycle before, or for people who've never had a bicycle before, don't waste time. Take the 2 weeks to learn what you're dealing with. For those that don't know how to ride a bicycle, I don't know what to tell you. You're missing out on a glorious opportunity. I meant to get the regular prices, but the day has been so unexpected. Yeah, I'm in a new venue. Never mind, that's a different story. Yeah, I'm gonna add a few more details to my description of how to dock the bicycle, because, yeah, don't slam it. And you may not think you're slamming it, but just go gently with it. And if that still doesn't work, you're supposed to line up a triangle to the docking thing and go gently, push it in gently. If that still doesn't work, lift it up a bit. I'm going to add this to whatever I've already found on the thing, but yeah, that was the only thing I completely messed up on the first day. I couldn't do it. So beyond that, rain gear. Beyond that, if you've ever been a cyclist, if you've ever commuted using a bicycle, you already know you need to do the prep work. And I don't have to tell you any of that stuff. Everybody else, do not get complacent. Don't wait till the day before. There's stuff to figure out. All right, it's already gone on too long. And I've got to get a little hydrated, because I've been at all morning finding the local Targets and getting rained on, which is going to be my reality until I order and go and pick up the rain gear. Rain gear. Don't get complacent. Don't wait until the day before. You need to use this thing to start using it. Apart from there, happy cycling. Talk to you later.